A woman's voice is heard in the hall.
Is anyone at home? Hermione? Nurse? Papa? Do come, somebody, and take in my luggage.
My gracious, it's Miss Addie, Lady Utterword, Mrs. Hushabye's sister, the one I told the captain about. Coming, miss, coming.
She carries the table back into its place by the door and is hurrying out when she is intercepted by Lady Utterword,
who bursts in, much flustered.
Lady Utterword, a blonde,
is very handsome, very well dressed,
and so precipitate in speech and action that the first impression
erroneous
is one of comic silliness.
Oh, is that you, nurse? How are you? You don't look a day older. Is nobody at home? Where's Society? Doesn't she expect me? Where are the servants? Whose luggage is that on the steps? Where's Papa? Is everybody asleep?
Lady Utterword sees Ellie.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I suppose you are one of my nieces. Come and kiss your aunt, darling.
I'm only a visitor. It is my luggage on the steps.
I'll go get you some fresh tea, Ducky.
But the old gentleman said he would make some himself.
Bless you, he's forgotten what he went for already. His mind wanders from one thing to another.
Papa, I suppose.
Yes, miss.
Don't be silly, nurse. Don't call me miss.
No, lovey.
Nurse Guinness goes out with the tea tray.
Lady Utterword sits down with a flounce on the sofa.
I know what you must feel. Oh, this house, this house. I come back to it after 23 years and is just the same. The luggage lying on the steps, the servants spoilt and impossible, nobody at home to receive anybody, no regular meals, nobody ever hungry because they're always getting bread and butter or munching apples. And what is worse, the same disorder in ideas, in talk, in feeling. When I was a child, I was used to it. I had never known anything better. I was unhappy and longed all the time. Oh, how I longed to be respectable, to be a lady, to live as others did, not to have to think of everything for myself. I married at 19 to escape from it. My husband is Sir Hastings Utterword, who has been governor of all the crown colonies in succession. I have always been the mistress of Government House. I've been so happy. I had forgotten that people could live like this. I wanted to see my father, my sister, my nephews and nieces. One ought to, you know, and I was looking forward to it. And now, the state of the house, the way I'm received, the casual impudence of that woman Guinness, our old nurse. Really, Hermione might at least have been here. Some preparation might have been made for me. You must excuse my going on this way, but I'm really very much hurt and annoyed and disillusioned, and if I had realized it was to be like this, I wouldn't have come. I have a great mind to go away without another word.
Nobody has been here to receive me either. I thought I ought to go away too. But how can I, Lady Utterword? My luggage is on the steps, and the station fly has gone.
The captain emerges from the pantry with a tray of Chinese lacquer.
And a very fine tea set on it.
He rests it provisionally on the end of the table,
snatches away the drawing board,
which he stands on the floor against the table legs, and puts the tray in the space thus cleared.
Your tea, young lady.
Ellie pours out a cup greedily.
What? Another lady? I must fetch another cup.
He makes for the pantry.
Papa, don't you know me? I'm your daughter.
Nonsense. My daughter's upstairs asleep.
He vanishes through the half door.
Lady Utterword retires to the window to conceal her tears. Ellie goes to her with the cup.
Don't be so distressed. Have this cup of tea. He is very old and very strange. He has been just like that to me. I know how dreadful it must be. My own father is all the world to me. Oh, I'm sure he didn't mean it.
The captain returns with another cup.
Now we are complete.
Papa, you can't have forgotten me. I am Ariadne. I'm little Patty Patkins. Won't you kiss me?
She goes to him and throws her arms round his neck.
He woodenly endures her embrace.
How can you be Ariadne? You are a middle-aged woman. Well preserved, madam, but no longer young.
But think of all the years and years I have been away, Papa. I have had to grow old, like other people.
You should grow out of kissing strange men. They may be striving to attain the 7th degree of concentration.
But I'm your daughter. You haven't seen me for years.
So much the worse. When our relatives are at home, We have to think of all their good points, or it would be impossible to endure them. But when they are away, we console ourselves for their absence by dwelling on their vices. That is how I have come to think my absent daughter Ariadne a perfect fiend, so do not try to ingratiate yourself here by impersonating her.
He walks firmly away to the other side of the room.
Ingratiating myself, indeed. Very well, Papa.
Lady Utterword sits down at the drawing table and pours out tea for herself.
I am neglecting my social duties. You remember Dunn, Billy Dunn?
Do you mean that villainous sailor who robbed you?
His daughter.
No.
Nurse Guinness returns with fresh tea.
Take that hogwash away, do you hear?
You've actually remembered about the tea. Oh, Missy didn't forget you after all. You have made an impression.
Youth, beauty, novelty. They are badly wanted in this house. I am excessively old. Hesione is only moderately young. Her children are not youthful.
How can children be expected to be youthful in this house? Almost before we could speak, we were filled with notions that might have been all very well for pagan philosophers of 50, but were certainly quite unfit for respectable people of any age.
You were always for respectability, Miss Addie.
Nurse, will you please remember that I am Lady Utterword, and not Miss Addie, nor Lovey, nor Darling, nor Doty? Do you hear?
Yes, Ducky. All right. I'll tell them all that they must call you my lady.
She takes her tray out with undisturbed placidity.
What comfort! What sense is there in having servants with no manners?
Lady Utterword, do you think Mrs. Hushabye really expects me?
Oh, don't ask me. You can see for yourself that I've just arrived, her only sister, after 23 years' absence, and it seems that I am not expected.
What does it matter whether the young lady is expected or not? She is welcome. There are beds. There is food. I'll find a room for her myself.
He makes for the door.
Ellie follows him to stop him.
Oh,
He
please.
goes out.
Lady Utterword, I don't know what to do. Your father persists in believing that my father is some sailor who robbed him.
You had better pretend not to notice it. My father is a very clever man, but he always forgot things, and now that he is old, of course, he is worse. And I must warn you that it is sometimes very hard to feel quite sure that he really forgets.